What's good, YouTube family? So today I was doing some research and I ran across a stock that I really like. All right. It is an approved stock by the Trump administration and it is a defense stock. Now, before I go over this stock, all I ask in exchange for me giving you the technicals and the fundamentals, I do the research, all of that. All I ask is for you to like this particular video and leave a comment below, some feedback on the video, whatever you want to say, because I read every comment. All right, without further ado, let me give you guys what you deserve. All right, so the stock I want to talk about is Lockheed Martin. All right, so before we even get into everything, this is the fundamentals, okay? Then we're going to get into the chart. Then we're going to get into some of the news and all of that, the things I like about it. But first of all, let's break down this stock. This is the revenue, all right? And this is how they make their money, okay? So they're basically a defense stock. They got space, missiles, rotary and missiles, and then aeronautics, right? So that's the revenue. And then here's the gross profit. Now, how do you get the gross profit? Cost of sales subtracted by the revenue, correct? And that gives you your gross profit. And then the expenses that come out of the gross profit is your earnings. So after everything is spent, after the cost of sales and expenses are spent out of the revenue and gross profit, all right, the earnings is it. So remember, this is what it costs to do all of this. That's why I segmented right here. All right. And that's where you get your gross profit and then expenses. All right. So, and then your earnings. So they are profitable 6.6 billion in the year of 2024. Okay, my people. Now, let's get into some more things about Lockheed Martin. All right, I'm in Colorado right now on a vacation with my family, but I'm just giving you guys game. So this is just an article about, and I remember reading this article, 5 stocks to buy for a Trump presidency. I remember reading this article a minute when it came out, but JP Morgan, they'll give you reasons why, but Lockheed Martin was on there. All right, here's their market value, and then here's their 5-year return and their 3-year return. All right, but they did pretty good on the chart. This might be because it was dropping when that news came out, but I like to see nice drops like this because whenever they fall 90-degree angle like this, they usually bounce pretty hard. So I do like to see that, and it fell on a third touch. All right, and like I said, this is a defense stock. Here was the map today. So yeah, which looks like Christmas itself, and it is December right now. Right now is December 19th. Okay, but yes, that was on there. Now they were talking about something about F1, F-35s, those fighter jets. Talking about Trump really approved of that. But what I was really surprised of is how much money defense really makes. Like, this is insane. Like, check this out. Now let's get into the next diagram I wanted to show you guys. So revenue, remember we talked about it. Here's revenue, correct? That's in blue. And then free cash flow is just the amount of cash that they have to, invest in things, or just, the cash flow coming into the free cash flow. And that's how much free cash flow they had. All right. And then earnings is after all the expenses. Remember, 6.675 billion. So about right here, right? But they rounded up right here. So 6.68, but this one says 6.675. So same thing, 6.68. All right. Now, the thing I like about this is that the revenue is increasing and their profit margin is roughly 10%. So I always tell people I love to invest in companies with a 10% through 30% profit margin, because that's typical for companies. And if they have a 40 or a 50, that's just insane in itself. You get what I'm saying? But these guys right here have a 10%. And usually when they're bringing in lots of money like this, then it costs a lot to make a lot. You get what I'm saying? So you'll notice that throughout it, like after making $71 billion in 1 year, they were only able to keep that after all expenses and everything that came out. But the thing I really like about it is it's at an attractive dip, you know? So I do like that. And then this was previous all-time highs, and it's oversold on the RSI as well. So I'm going to show you guys. All right. Right here. You see right here? Here was previous all-time highs. And then here's the third touch of support right here. And then it's oversold on the RSI at level 19. And if you look throughout history, right here, right, when it was oversold on the RSI, right here, it bounced, correct? When it was oversold on the RSI right here, it bounced. When it was oversold on the RSI right here, it bounced. When it was oversold on the RSI right here, it bounced. So if history repeats itself off this third touch of support and retest of all-time highs while being oversold on the RSI, it should bounce. You got like a four-way crossing here. So we shall see. You know, that's the stock I like on the dip right now. Is this Lockheed Martin. It's, you know, if you're a large account user, you know, it could be an expensive swing. Now, this is all, you know, do your own research. This is just me doing research, telling you what I'm doing and what I'm interested in. But like I said, folks, full disclaimer, do your own research, use risk management, things like that, folks. But yeah, man, like, I just like to buy things and take risks on companies that are, you know, doing pretty well. And we could also look at their balance sheet. You know, they've been steady at a 6 billion, haven't cracked that 7 billion mark of profitability, but they are rising in revenue. And that's under the Biden administration. So if Trump, you know, increased the defense budget, because that's usually what happens under a Republican Party, and it'll even say it right here, over the years, the consensus has been that the defense stock benefits from Republican administrations. Trump is especially hawkish about defending American interests, all right? So we know that. Further, he's not inclined to continue providing military support to NATO members that don't spend 2% of their gross domestic GDP as alliance requires. So you see what I'm saying? They might even raise the budget for defense spending just because Trump is in office, and that usually happens. So, you know, that could be it. And let's look at when Trump was in office, what particularly happened. This was the COVID-19 dip, and he was the president. So that's when he was getting out of it. Here was a good one. This was the trade war dip. So it's kind of following the S&P. But I like this. All right, folks. So it's approved by the Trump administration. Recommended to buy. Technicals look good. Fundamentals look good. Revenue is increasing each year. Possibly could have a great year next year due to not only revenue increasing, because if they're able to do that under a Biden administration, just imagine what they're able to do under a Republican administration. So we shall see. And that's it, folks. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I hope you guys really enjoy these quick updates, and I will keep them coming, folks. Thank you guys so much for tapping in.